All right, I found this post, Facebook somewhere, and the idea is that there is a roof being replaced, but the decking is delaminated, it's older, and it's got some fungal growth in it that is causing it to delaminate and basically not be a good substrate to install new roofing materials onto. This is why you have to tear a roof off all the way down to the decking to be able to identify if there is any kind of issues like this going on, assuming you can't get into all parts of the attic. So when we observe that the decking is not a proper substrate, then the decking becomes part of the replacement cost value of the roof system. It's part of the cost of replacing a roof because you have to have something to install it on. And it has to be strong enough to be able to withstand wind forces that are pulling up on the fasteners on the shingles. So it's a problem. But because there's fungus involved, the carrier got this policy language involved, and it says we will not pay for, under any part of this policy, any loss that would not have occurred in the absence of one or more of the following excluded events. We will not pay for such loss regardless of, and it goes down to G, regardless of the cause of the excluded event or other causes of loss, or whether other causes act concurrently or in any sequence with the excluded event to produce the loss, or whether the event occurs abruptly or gradually, involves isolated or widespread damage, occurs on or off the resident's premises, arises from natural and external forces, or occurs as a result of any combination of these. Basically, all your anti-concurrent causation language. And then it says fungus as G, including, we'll go down to 4, any increased cost caused by the presence of fungus to repair or replace covered property damaged by an otherwise covered loss. So there is coverage for the decking because of the wind or the hail event that started this loss off. And the decking has to be evaluated. And if it isn't appropriate for new roofing materials to be installed to it, then it has to be replaced. Now, is there an increased cost because of the presence of fungus? Well, unless you're doing some kind of remediation and trying to eliminate the fungus or encapsulating in the attic or something along those lines, then there wouldn't be any increased cost. The replacement of the sheathing doesn't increase in cost unless you're going to have PPE or something like that on there. So that's completely up to the building contractor to determine how much increased cost there would be just because of fungus. But there is other language in this that you should be concerned about. We will not pay for, under any part of this policy, any loss that would not have occurred in the absence of one of the more of the following excluded events. Now, you had a loss. It was wind or hail. Would that loss not have occurred without the fungus? I don't think that that is the case. But what if wear and tear was in this list? If the loss would not have occurred except for the fact that the roof is old, maybe because the hail was smaller or the wind wasn't very strong, then that would be very concerning language. And language like this is starting to pop up in different policies. So even though this policy doesn't have that where it says wear and tear there, I think that it's a fairly important thing to worry about. They have wear and tear under a different exclusion section. We will not pay for any loss of the property described in coverage A that consists of or is directly or immediately caused by one or more of the perils listed in items A through B or through I below. And then wear and tear is listed as G there. So consists of or is directly or immediately caused by. Everything consists of wear and tear. Everything. So if the loss consists of wear and tear, meaning that the loss, the damage is wear and tear, then it wouldn't be covered. If the damage was directly caused by wear and tear, then it wouldn't be covered. But if there is an intervening cause, such as a hail event or a wind event that comes through and causes damage to a roof that has wear and tear, because all of them do, then there would be coverage because it would be directly caused by the hail or the wind event. Even though the roof has wear and tear on it, that isn't part of the loss. You're not claiming any of the wear and tear as damage or as condition that needs to be replaced. You're claiming the hail damage or the wind damage. So there's a little bit of difference there. I hope you guys see the difference in that. I hope that was helpful, because sometimes going through policy language without all the context of the claim or the entire policy, you end up missing some things. Anyway, hope that's helpful.